All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Instagram and Facebook. This is Devoted Heart Lauren with the Monday Awareness Upgrade. So, I've been thinking a lot about self-care. And so I wanted to theme my offering today around self-care and how you take excellent care of yourself or the moments when you kind of choose not to. So I have over the years developed a pretty solid self-care regimen. I'm going to give you some examples of some things that I do in the morning and at night. And I'm also going to be offering in the next, I don't know how long, in August maybe, a self-care workshop where you'll get to tune in and share and hear some ideas and suggestions to kind of upgrade your self-care. But for today, I want to just upgrade your awareness around self-care. So there might be something that you already do, but you skip sometimes. Or there might be something that you don't do that you know you quote unquote should do, right? And so rather than having that should as an element to kind of beat yourself up about, the question that I use to ask myself when I'm like thinking about, oh, I'm going to skip whatever, flossing my teeth tonight. What would have you not take excellent care of yourself? Right? So what would have you not take excellent care of yourself? Because a lot of the self-care things that we do or we could implement don't take a lot of time in reality. I mean, at the end of the day, you're tired, your brain is fried, whatever. It can seem like anything is a big task when you just want to zone out. However, in reality, me flossing my teeth, just to go with that example, takes a minute. Or less. It takes so little time. And then afterwards, I feel like my teeth are clean. And not only that, I feel that I have established the foundation of my own integrity. So the promises that I'm making to myself and me establishing in my body and mind my own worthiness of being worth taking excellent care of. So this is a mantra or a phrase or a question that I ask myself that has been really effective in getting me to push through, the tiredness, the laziness, the whatever, and do my thing. So, and if this is resonating or this is interesting to anyone, please drop a comment, ask a question. I'd love to hear from you. So I'm gonna share with you a little bit of my self-care regimen, just in case it is useful for anyone. So in the morning when I wake up, I do my meditation. Lately I've been doing my meditation right when I get out of bed. Or I'll get up, I'll go to the bathroom, I'll give my cats food because they're begging for food, and then I'll go back into my bed and do my meditation actually. And that's something a switch that I made recently, because I find that once I get up and I'm kind of in the world, I'm in my home and I'm like, oh, there's dishes in the sink, or I need to send this email or whatever, I get distracted. And I mean, I was pretty regular about doing my meditation, but I sometimes would skip it because I get caught up in worldly things, right? So because that's a priority for me, I want to make sure that I do it. So I shifted it to being right after I get out of bed, the first thing that I do after feeding my cats. Okay. So I go back into bed, I do my meditation, and I don't turn my phone on because that's also like being in the world and then you get drawn in 1,000 different directions. So I highly recommend, as part of any self-care regimen that you may have or you may want to implement, that you turn your phone off or put your phone on airplane mode or even do not disturb, so that you get to really just be with yourself and tune into your own body and mind and soul and all of that. And just take a moment to be with yourself before you let all that stuff in. So I don't turn on my phone yet. After I do my meditation, sometimes I turn my phone on then. Sometimes I wait until after I do some of my other stuff. But then I come out into the kitchen. I do oil pulling. So oil pulling is an Ayurvedic practice that draws toxins out of your gums. So I swish oil for 15 minutes every single day. And this is something that I occasionally, if I'm somewhere like camping is an example, but sometimes I even bring the oil camping. But occasionally if I'm somewhere where I don't have access to the oil, then I don't do it. But very, very rarely. I've been doing this every single day for years. I really feel the effect on my teeth and whatever. We can talk more about that in the self-care workshop that I'm offering. But I do my oil pulling for 15 minutes. And I make use of that time. So while I'm swishing my oil, I clean my cat's bathroom and I clean my kitchen, or I clean anything that needs to be cleaned from the night before or in general. And so then after I'm done with my 15 minutes and I spit out my oil, I feel like refreshed in all the good ways. Okay, I feel refreshed in all the good ways. And then I wash my face. I spit out the oil. I scrape my tongue. Okay, I brush my teeth and I wash my face and I put my little lotion on my face. So that feels nice, like I've taken care of my body in this way. And that's about it for the morning that I do regularly. Sometimes I'll do another meditation. Sometimes this morning I'm drinking a tea. Sometimes I'll do a breath practice. So these are all things that I'm, considering and adding and whatever. Okay. And so then in the evening actually for me is harder because of what I talked about in the beginning, because it's like end of the day, tired, fried, whatever, feel like just want to pass out and skip everything. And I definitely have, and I'm sure you have as well, whatever. But that's the time when I really get to ask myself that question: what would have me not take excellent care of myself? Like, what ego trip is taking over right now and making me think, oh, I'm too tired, I can't, blah, 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 blah. No, I ask myself that question and then it really motivates me to push through. And, and in reality, the stuff doesn't even take that long. So, and lately I have been doing stuff that takes a little bit longer, but these are building blocks that I'm offering you. Building blocks. So start with something really small. And then if there's more stuff you want to add, then you'll have more of that foundation of integrity where you trust yourself to follow through with what you want to do. So in the evening, lately I've been learning guitar. So every evening I'll practice guitar. I have a commitment where I touch my guitar at least touch my guitar every day and just like play a few chords. And it's incredibly hard. I'm a total beginner and it can be very frustrating. It's something that can be very tempting to skip, but ultimately I connect to, I really want to have more music in my life and whatever. So connecting to the purpose behind whatever it is that you're doing is also a really useful tool. So I play guitar for anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, I would say. And then I clean my teeth, I clean my face, something I've been doing lately that I added is I rub my feet with oil. So this is another Ayurvedic practice that I'll talk about in the workshop. It's called Abhyanga, but it's actually the same overarching concept as the oil pulling with the mouth. It draws out toxins. It also moisturizes, but it draws out toxins. So I rub my feet with a little oil and then I put socks on so I'm not like oily in a way that's going to be all over my house. I put socks on and then I get into my bed and I read. I try to read every single night before I go to bed. So, and right now I've been reading 2 books. So I'll read a little bit from one book and a little bit from the other book. I will sometimes just read one book if I'm feeling inspired. And that's it. Ideally, I turn off my phone before I do my reading. It doesn't always happen, but I do encourage you to practice self-care regimens that involve not having the outside world flooding in and have you be distracted by text messages and Facebook notifications and all the things. So that's it. That's kind of what I wanted to share about my own practice. And the keys are, asking myself, what would have me not do this right now? And that's like a really good way to kind of trick my mind into pushing through. Why am I doing it? So not only just like, what is that individual task creating, but what am I building? What identity am I building as someone who takes excellent care of themselves, as someone who is musical and plays the guitar or whatever, as someone who has excellent complimented me at one point. So I was like, yes. So that was very validating. So things like that help to push you along the way. And then what else did I want to say? I think that was it. But yeah, really connecting to the why. And this is something that I learned, or I reinforced from reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, is identity-based change. So adding habits that contribute or that bolster who you want to be. So it's not just a meaningless task that's floating in space, but it's connected to something very deep that you really desire. I also wanted to mention the idea of worthiness. In my Live Your Yoga 13-week transformation, there's a lot of themes that tend to come up. By the way, if you're interested in talking more about that, I am booking calls this week and next week, so please reach out. I'm going to be sharing some more info today. But worthiness is a big theme that comes up of, okay, why aren't I doing what I want to do? What would have me not do that? And this idea of, am I worth it, comes up. Like, am I worth taking excellent care of? Am I worth receiving whatever it is that I want to receive, whether it be an achievement, whether it be a next level accomplishment, a relationship, just a mindset within yourself? Okay, so worthiness. So looking at your sense of, am I worth it? Okay, and then just turning it into a positive affirmation. I am worthy. I am worthy, or whatever. You can use any affirmation that you like, but connecting to that identity-based idea, okay, sense of self that can create change and can have you add and accumulate whatever habits would support you. So I think that's about it. If anybody's watching, I would love to hear any of your thoughts, any self-care regimen that you currently do, and or any self-care regimen that you would like to add. And if any of these tools resonated or felt useful to you, I'd love to hear it. So I just want to drop in with the breath for a couple minutes before we close, and then I'll send you on your way for your week. So letting your shoulders drop away from your ears. And I'm going to tune into this affirmation, I am worthy, for today. I think that's useful for a lot of people. If it doesn't feel useful for you, then pick something else. Like, I don't know, I am powerful, I am love. Anything that you want to connect to. But I'm going to start with, I am worthy. I am worthy. And so as someone who is worthy, what can you do, or what do you do to put yourself in the best possible position to connect to the soul? So when the body is at ease and healthy, the mind is calm, and you're able to more easily access that deeper layer. And you feel a sense of integrity within yourself. You've done the things that you have promised yourself, that you have said you're going to do. Then it's easier, perhaps, to feel more empowered to do the next things. And to add habits, to add projects, to add pursuits that point you in the direction of who you want to be and your dream existence. So connecting to your own worthiness. I am worthy of taking excellent care of. And place your palms somewhere on your body. Your body as this temple for the divine. Your body that's worth taking excellent care of. Your body that's worth the extra 1 minute for you to overcome your ego and push through when you wake up, when you're debating hitting snooze, when you're debating just falling into bed and skipping whatever it is that you do to take care of yourself. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Exhale all the air. Inhale. Again. One more. And in the spaciousness, if there's a habit or way of taking care of yourself that you've been meaning to implement or that you've been cutting corners on lately, bring that into your awareness and see if you can recommit. Letting the eyes open, bowing your head. Thank you, thank you. If you're interested in my upcoming self-care workshop, please drop a comment or an emoji in the chat, in the comments, and I'll make sure to reach out to you so you get the info. Have a great Monday. Have a great week. See you soon.